Hi math students, it's Miss Carol again, and we are looking at Lesson 9's project questions, which are again part of Project 2. We've got 4 questions here, and again, we're trying to catch thieves and solving crimes. So Roberta is a security officer at the River Oaks Mall. She is on patrol when the surveillance booth informs her that a shoplifter was caught on camera leaving a clothing store with several stolen items. When Roberta gets the information, the shoplifter is 28 meters from the store, moving in a linear pattern. The suspect's walking speed is unknown, but it is known that she left the store 20 seconds prior to the time that Roberta found out. The shoplifter's movement can be represented by a line where X represents the time in relation to when Roberta received the information in seconds. Y represents the distance the shoplifter is from the store in meters. So we're going to use this knowledge and our knowledge of intercepts to write an equation to track down this shoplifter. So they want us to identify the x-intercept and the y-intercept. Okay, so let's go ahead and draw this out. So we know that the shoplifter, when Roberta gets the call, the shoplifter is 28 meters away, and this is our distance line. So y is distance, okay, and x is time. All right, so at 28 meters, that's when Roberta gets the call. So for her, that is time equals 0, okay? And so that is our y-intercept, okay? Now, 20 seconds previous, okay, so that would kind of go into negative time. So before her call came in, 20 seconds previous, the shoplifter was leaving the store. So they were at a distance of 0. So at minus 20 seconds, their distance is 0. So this is going to be our x-intercept, okay? And now we can solve for our slope, and we already have both of our x and y-intercepts. So for the coordinates for the x-intercept, that is going to be negative 20 and 0. And the coordinates for the y-intercept is 0 and 28. So it's very important that we have our negatives right and that we have 28 in the y position and 0 in the x position, and then negative 20 in the x position and 0 in the y position. So those are our intercepts. Okay. All right. Now, we're asked to come up with the slope-intercept form of this equation. And so the really cool thing that we can do right off the bat here is know that our b value is 28, because our b value is our y-intercept. So right off the bat, we can get rid of this one and this one, okay? Now what we have to do is calculate our slope. So m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. All right, my y2 is going to be 28. My y1 will be 0. And my x2 is 0. And my x1 is a negative 20. So I have to do this right. I have to subtract the negative 20. Okay. So now I end up with 28 over 20. That's a positive 20 because I'm subtracting a negative. Okay. And then this can be reduced. 4 goes into 28 7 times, and 4 goes into 25 times. So the slope of this line is a positive 7/5. And if I want to write it in slope-intercept form, I'm going to have y equals mx plus b, which is 7/5 x plus 28, which is this first one right here. Okay, so make sure you're looking at the right one there. And let's scroll down. And now, we'll erase this. So now we know that our slope-intercept form was, slope-intercept form was y equals 7/5 x plus 28. And we are being asked to rearrange this equation and write it in standard form. Well, standard form is ax plus by equals c. And so a and b are the coefficients of x and y respectively, and c is a constant term. So in order to get coefficients of x and y, I need to bring my x term over to my left-hand side, and I also need to get rid of this denominator, okay? So the first thing that I think I'm going to do is multiply every single term in this equation by 5. So I'll write it here. I'm going to 5, 5, and 5, okay? When I multiply this one by 5, it cancels the numerator and the denominator, so I'm left with 7x. The 5y is pretty easy, and now I just need to come up with 28 times 5, which is 140. So when I simplify this, I have 5y equals 7x plus 140. Okay, now in order to get it into this format, all I need to do is subtract 7x from both sides. So I get minus 7x plus 5y equals 7x minus 7x plus 140. The 7x's here are going to cancel out, and my final answer here is going to be negative 7x plus 5y equals 140. So now I'm in ax plus by equals c, where a is negative 7, b is 5, and c is 140. Okay? So that is the answer for that one. Let's go ahead and scroll down here. And it says, using the intercepts that you found for the line, how can you check that the standard form equation you wrote is the equation of the correct line? What mistakes could have been made in the first question to give you the wrong answer? Okay, so what we can do is we can, remember we had those 2 points that we came up with for question A. I'm going to go ahead and write those in black. The first one was our y-intercept, which was 0 and 28. And then the second one was our x-intercept, which was negative 20 and 0. All right? I can take these points one at a time and plug them into this equation and make sure that they equal 140. So if I take, negative 7 times 0, negative 7 times 0, and 5 times 28, does that give me 140? Well, this term goes away, and 5 times 28 is 140. So I'm feeling pretty good about this. The next thing that I'd want to do is take negative 7 times negative 20, which was my other point, okay, this point right here, and then add add 5 times 0. There we go. This goes away. I got a little sloppy there. Sorry about that. And negative 7 times negative 20, the negative and the negative give me a positive 140. Okay, so I know that I have the correct standard form of this equation because both of these points give me 140 for my constant term. So things that could have gone wrong, I could have maybe mixed up the x and y's, and I could have ended up with negative 7 times 28, and that certainly wouldn't have equaled 140. Or I could have done negative 20 times 5, and again, that wouldn't have equaled 140. So making sure that we aligned our x's and y's appropriately is really important to getting the right answer here. So hopefully that gives you enough information to provide a clear and concise answer here, and I'll look forward to reading what you write. Thank you.